Republicans have been lying about tax cuts for years. But the new breed of conservatives, well, they have taken it to another level.
Congress doesn't have a revenue problem. It has a spending problem.
We don't have a revenue or a tax problem in Washington. They're already high enough. We have a spending problem.
We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem.
Okay, you hear the Republican leadership there. Boehner, Cantor, and Ryan, you know what? They are completely wrong. Let's go to Big Eddie's chart. We have charts every night. You know, what I've got to do is I've got to get a Republican to come up here and tell me these charts are wrong. Bill Clinton's first budget was the fiscal year 93-94. Now, pay attention here, folks. It's an easy one. Even I can follow it. The green line, well, that's federal revenue. And the red line, of course, is spending. So when Clinton got in office, holy smokes, look at that. We were just spending way too much money. And so what did they do in 94? They raised taxes. Why? Because they didn't have enough revenue and they wanted to balance the budget. So they raised taxes right here, and here comes the revenue. Here comes the revenue. There's the spending held in check by those tax and spend Democrats. And so look what happened. We have a cross right here in about 97, 98. All of a sudden, the revenue goes above the spending, and the spending stays below. Well, here comes President Bush. President Bush comes in here in the year 2000, and look at this. He says, you know what? We got too much money going into the Treasury. It's your money. Remember they used to go on the campaign trail and say, that's your money. We want to give it back to you. So they get this right here. In 2000, here come the tax cuts. Here come the tax cuts right here. And what do we have? Right after 9/11 and right after the tax cuts, we have a dip in revenue. But look at this. The spending keeps going up because, you know, we had to fight them over there instead of fight them over here. And, of course, this stuff, the wars, that was off budget. In fact, we were told by the vice president, deficits don't matter. Remember that? Deficits didn't matter. That's what we were told by the last guys in charge. While the revenue went down, the spending continued to go up. And then, of course, here's the re-election. And, of course, we were told right here, well, if we don't re-elect this crowd, we're going to get hit again. So then we keep on going through the Bush years, and the revenue starts to come back a little bit, but the spending just keeps going. Where was Cantor? Where was Boehner? Where was Ryan when this spending was going through the roof? Well, the guys that they were genuflecting to said that deficits didn't matter. So here comes President Obama. President Obama comes in 2008. Here is the housing bubble. This is the housing bubble right here. Oh, man, we're selling homes like crazy, aren't we? We're doing all these quick mortgages and whatnot, and here comes the revenue, and then boom, there is the housing bust. And, of course, here we sit, President Obama, he comes in, and the revenue is dipping down because of what he inherited. And what's he do? He spends money to get out of it because every economist on both sides of the aisle said you got to spend money to get out of this problem. So now, if you look at this, we have the largest gap between money spent and revenue being brought into the Treasury. The largest gap we've had, well, my board's not big enough. Can you believe that? I actually could take you back another 20 years. This is the largest gap. But remember, the Republicans are telling us that we don't have a revenue problem. This is where the American people are way ahead of the Congress. The American people see this graph and they know exactly how to fix it, and that's raise taxes. President Obama is right in line. He has a plan to solve our revenue problem. It's called taxing the wealthy.